Manchester United boss Avram Glazer makes new decision on takeover. Manchester United owner Avram Glazer has announced that he has decided to sell the club later this month after losing to Brighton. Avram and Joel Glazer think it's getting harder to finish in the top four after Manchester United's loss to Brighton. If Manchester United cannot finish the league in the top four, they will not be able to go to the Champions League, and therefore the value of the club is thought to decrease. If Manchester United can't make it to the Champions League, Avram and Joel Glazer will not get the money they want. According to the News of the Sun newspaper, Avram Glazer does not take this risk and wants the club to be sold immediately. An agreement is expected to be reached by meeting with Sheikh Jassim at Old Trafford this week. If Manchester United are sold this month and we finish in the top four, it will be a great result for us. Manchester United opt against permanent move for Wout Weghorst. Manchester United will not look to sign Wout Weghorst on a permanent deal next summer, according to Manchester Evening News. Following the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo in an anticlimactic fashion, Weghorst was signed on a temporary basis back in January. Since then, the Dutchman has netted just twice in his 26 appearances across all competitions, losing his place in the starting 11 as a result. While Anthony Martial has also flattered to deceive in recent matches, United will not retain Weghorst's services beyond the end of his 6-month loan deal. However, Weghorst could be back playing Premier League football next season, with his parent club Burnley having secured promotion to the top tier of English football. As United prepare to bid Weghorst farewell, they will be expected to bring in a new centre-forward in the upcoming transfer window. Harry Kane and Randal Kolo Muani have been sounded out as the two top targets, although United are leaning towards a move for the former, having already made initial steps towards securing his signature. In the meantime, Erik ten Hag's men are focused on securing a place in next season's Champions League, which would play a key role in their proposed squad rebuild. Erik ten Hag hints Alejandro Garnacho could be available to face West Ham United. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has hinted that Alejandro Garnacho could be available for Sunday's Premier League clash against West Ham United. Ten Hag will be aiming for a strong response against the Hammers, and ahead of the game, he has hinted that Garnacho could be available for selection once more. The Argentine has not played a competitive game since his injury against Southampton in early March, but could make the matchday squad on Sunday if fully fit. The €25 million rated star is unlikely to make the starting 11 after a prolonged injury break, but could be a game-changer off the bench with his terrific pace and dribbling from the left flank. Erik ten Hag wants Man United players to stay focused ahead of West Ham trip. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag wants his players to stay focused ahead of Sunday's Premier League clash against West Ham United on the road. The Red Devils played out an entertaining game at Brighton and Hove Albion last night, and they eventually lost after conceding a last-minute penalty. Speaking after the defeat, ten Hag said that Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford and Casemiro all had chances to find the back of the net. The Dutch tactician added that he has no concerns, but it's more about keeping focus and ensuring that the team don't lose games in the dying minutes. Despite the last-gasp defeat at Brighton, United remain in a strong position to finish in the top four. The Red Devils are currently on 63 points after 33 games, ahead of Liverpool with a game in hand. Hence, they have their Champions League destiny in their own hands but can't get complacent. Ten Hag will be eyeing a strong response when his players take on the Hammers at the London Stadium. Manchester United need a clear upgrade on Anthony Martial after disappointing display at Brighton. Manchester United need a clear upgrade on Anthony Martial up front following his disappointing performance against Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League. The Frenchman has been in and out of the lineup this term amid his injury concerns. Since his recent comeback, he has registered just 1 assist from 7 league outings. The 27-year-old has lacked the cutting edge in front of goal, and we saw another unconvincing display last night where the Seagulls won with a last-minute penalty. Martial played 84 minutes at the Amex Stadium but managed just 1 shot on target. He played a nice 1-2 with Fred to get into the box, but his effort was straight at the goalkeeper. Aside from this, he completed just 17 passes, winning only 2 out of 7 duels. The Frenchman lost possession on 9 occasions and was pretty poor with his hold-up play. There was one point in the game where manager Erik ten Hag was livid with Martial, and we won't be surprised if the striker drops to the bench for the trip to West Ham United. United are currently considering Harry Kane, Randall Kolo Muani and Victor Osimhen for the centre-forward role. One of those would be a fantastic acquisition. Manchester United star set to return from injury against Wolves. Erik ten Hag has already ruled out Raphael Varane for this weekend's game against West Ham. The French defender has been sidelined for the last 3 weeks with injury, and the manager will avoid rushing him back too soon. The former France international sustained an ankle injury in the Europa League quarter-final first leg against Sevilla, and initial fears suggested he could miss the rest of the season. According to the Manchester Evening News, sources believe Varane could be available for the visit of Wolves on May 13. That's 3 weeks prior to the FA Cup final against Man City, which means Varane could be fully fit to face our rivals at Wembley. United have only been able to win 2 matches since Varane's latest injury. That should tell the manager that he needs better backup options next season. Jaap Stam advises Manchester United target to stay at Ajax. Former Manchester United defender Jaap Stam has advised Jurrien Timber to stay at Ajax if they hire a top manager in the summer. Timber is one of the players who has been strongly kinked with a move away from Ajax this summer. He even stated recently that he was open to the idea of leaving Amsterdam, as per the Daily Mail, a year on from being one of Erik ten Hag's top targets at Old Trafford. Those links remain in the media today, with Timber being tipped as one of United's targets this summer. However, Stam feels Timber should not be making a decision over his future based on money and what statue of the club he could be joining. Stam also advised the Netherlands international to hold fire until Ajax decide on their new manager. Newcastle interested in Manchester United youngster with contract set to expire. Erik ten Hag is set to let one of his talented young players leave Manchester United for free this summer. According to Manchester World, Ethan Galbraith is set to leave the club this summer. The midfielder's contract expires at the end of the season, and United have the option to extend his current deal by a further 12 months. This will raise questions about why United don't offer him a new deal to try get money in return, but I am sure the coaches at the club are in a better position to pass judgment, along with the manager.